he's produced and he's come through. All right, he's been clutch down the stretch. Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the NFL Draft. Cowboys 2016 draft class is serious. Cap mode, all right. So I do this every year. At the end of the draft, we look at the third year of a previous draft class. This year, we're looking at the 2016 draft class, all right? Pretty iconic draft class, filled with a lot of starters and role players, all right? So I'm gonna go through each round, and I'm gonna give you my grade through 3 seasons, all right? So that's a really good barometer as far as where that prospect is heading and where they may be going. Okay, so without further ado, let's kick this thing off and go to the first round. Ezekiel Elliott, all right? Ezekiel Elliott out of Ohio State. He's our first round pick, number 4 pick overall. I still remember this draft as if it were yesterday. I remember watching this at my parents' house with all the family. And I just said to myself, hey, we have a good chance of going to the Super Bowl, all right? That's how good I felt about this. You know, we went through the experiment of, you know, trying to do the committee thing, the Marco Murray. You know, in the other season, he did well. So if we could just get back on track with a good running back, we'd be back on track. All right, that's how I felt. And Ezekiel Elliott, he's been an A+ for me. Okay, so that's the grade I'm giving Ezekiel Elliott. He's been A+. I mean, he's done everything. He's gone through the BS that Roger Goodell put him through. Terrible what the commissioner did to Ezekiel Elliott. Maybe at the end of Ezekiel Elliott's career, he can sue Roger Goodell. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. He slandered the man. He slandered Ezekiel Elliott. He didn't do anything, and there's guys doing worse things, getting minimal time. But anyway, Ezekiel Elliott, A+, man. He does everything. Runs, catches, blocks. He's the best pass blocking running back that we have. And he's been everything that you want in a franchise player. Okay, Ezekiel Elliott is a franchise player, so I'm giving him an A+, and I don't give those out to many players since I've been doing this. I've covered 2 other draft classes. If you missed those videos, take a look, and I'll have that in the playlist. All right, let's go to the next pick. Jaylon Smith out of Notre Dame, the number 34 pick overall in the 2nd round. Jaylon Smith, obviously he got redshirt year because he had the major catastrophic knee injury in the Fiesta Bowl. You know, tore his knee, ACL, MCL, nerve damage, drop foot. We don't even talk about that anymore. The brace, all that stuff, it's gone. So, you know, he was able to come back the next year, and he was able to do more than expected. And you know, when you saw him finally get on the field, you saw some things that are like, okay, I think we might have something here. I think he's on the right path. He's recovering well. And then the brace came off, and you know, last year he really had a really good season. I'm gonna say it was close to being a breakout season, but I feel like this year could be a breakout season for Jaylon Smith. You see the leadership out there calling the plays. I mean, he's really impressive. And 3 seasons in, I'm giving Jaylon Smith a B+. All right. Let's go to the next pick. Malik Collins in the 3rd round, the 67th pick overall out of Nebraska. Malik Collins, you know, comes out of a pretty good program, and they're in Nebraska in the Big Ten. The Cowboys, you know, they've gone to the Big Ten for a lot of their players over the last couple of years. You know, so they took Malik Collins, hoping that he would be your under tackle, your 3 tech, and you know, be able to take over games. And you know, he's shown flashes here and there, but foot injuries and fractured feet and these kinds of things to both, you know, both of his feet are bad. So he's missed a lot of time, but he has played a role on this defense. So I'm not giving a completely bad grade. I'm giving him a C+. All right, and I just don't see the Cowboys bringing him back. You saw the Cowboys draft Tristan Hill in this year's draft in 2019. So I think that's kind of an indictment on that pick there. I think they're moving on. and hoping that Tristan Hill can take over that role full time. All right, so Malik Collins, if he didn't have the injuries, this grade would be a lot higher. But right now, role player, missing a lot of time, C+. All right, let's go to the next pick. The 4th round, 101 overall, Charles Tapper, defensive end out of Oklahoma. This was a projection pick. You know, they said that he was misused or not used correctly in that Oklahoma defense. So, you know, they were hoping that they could use that speed, that he would be screaming off the edge and do something. He didn't do anything. Injury prone, all right? This is your classic injury prone type of player. Just never did anything, never got on the field. Neck issues, hamstring, ankle, knee, I mean, you name it, he had it. He just, I don't know if he just didn't want to play or if he was just that fragile, okay? So, Charles Tapper, complete 4th round bust, F-, all right, on that one there. Complete miss on that one. Let's go to the next one. The 4th round, number 135, the compensatory pick, Dak Prescott, quarterback out of Mississippi State, all right? Cowboys went to the SEC here. You know, I liked what he did in the Senior Bowl, and I remember watching that Senior Bowl as if it was yesterday. All right, he had a really good game, and I thought to myself, this could be a possible pick. You know, he could be, you know, sit another year or two under Tony Romo, but that wasn't meant to be. You know, Romo got injured, his career was over. Prescott jumped into there. You know, he even leapfrogged Kellen Moore. It was like the stars were aligned, all right? And Dak Prescott took it by the horns, and, you know, he led the Cowboys to the playoffs 2016. He's had 2 NFC East championships and gotten them to the 2nd round of the playoffs, all right? So I think he's done really good. You know, he gets a lot of flack from fans, and some of it is justified, some of it isn't. For me, you know, being as fair as possible, you know, he's getting an A from me, all right? 2 NFC East championships, like I said, through 3 seasons, all right? We're talking about 3 seasons now. He's produced and he's come through, all right? He's been clutch down the stretch, and you know, continue to put weapons around him, Amari Cooper, and you can see what he can do. You know, when he has the proper tools and the proper tools around him, he does some things for us. So I'm giving him an A, okay? He gets an A. Okay, so the next pick, the 6th round, number 189 overall, Anthony Brown, cornerback out of Purdue. Another Big Ten program. Anthony Brown has been a serviceable nickel back. You know, they have also played him on the outside as a boundary cornerback as well, filled in here and there, spot duty. You know, and I think he's had a pretty good role here, you know, and not the best, but not the worst. He's got, he will make a play in there. He'll get his nose in there and make a tackle. He won't, you know, not make contact or be physical. He has pretty good height to him. He's done well for me. So Anthony Brown, I'm giving him a B. But you know, he will be in a contract year. So this is a player to watch. And I think he'll have a pretty good market for himself. I really think that he will get himself a nice little payday, but the Cowboys probably won't be able to pay it, unfortunately. Okay, let's go to the next pick, round 6 again. Number 212 overall, Frazier, free safety out of Central Michigan. All right, out of the MAC conference. Frazier has been pretty good, serviceable backup role, run defender. His run defense is really what his game is. Pass defense. Hasn't really been asked to do much of it. He can do it, but never has been able to crack that starter into the starting lineup, you know, which is kind of unfortunate. I really had high hopes for him last season. I thought he had all the tools to do that, but the Cowboys went another route with Heath and Xavier Woods. So Frazier, special teamer guy, so contributes on all sorts of ways. All right, so Frazier, he gets a C+ for me. Okay, 3 seasons in. All right, let's go to the next pick, round 6, number 216, Darius Jackson, running back out of Eastern Michigan, out of the MAC conference. For me, I really can't grade this one. This is an incomplete. All right, only because, you know, the Cowboys let him go. You know, he didn't pass through practice squad. People have picked him off the roster several times. Cleveland Browns, the Packers, Cowboys were able to sneak him back over here. He's had a knee injury along the way while he was in Cleveland. So, you know, he's trying to see if he can find a niche here. He will be given the opportunity. You know, it's Ezekiel Elliott and everybody else after that. So they did draft some young rookies here in this 2019 draft class with Mike Weber and, you know, Tony Pollard. So it'll be an uphill battle. I don't know if they'll keep more than the 3 running backs. So it might come down to, you know, Weber versus Darius Jackson. So Darius Jackson, a fan favorite over the time, but just not enough for me to give any kind of grade on the player. You know, I do like him. I hope the best for him. We'll see what he does this season, right? Let's go to the final pick of the 2016 draft, round 6, number 217 overall. Rico Gathers, tight end out of Baylor, the Big 12. All right, so what has he done? All right, this has been a project, as you can see here by the picture. There's not one from college of him in a Baylor football uniform because he played basketball. He was a basketball player. He was a projection. He was a project from the get-go. Cowboys have had him on the practice squad for a while. They were able to stash him away. And last season, they were able to put him on the 53. So, you know, he has made some strides, but, you know, there's been some questionable off-field things here and there. Some questions about, you know, the passion for the game, that kind of thing. So, has he contributed? He hasn't done much for the Cowboys, and I think this is probably going to be it for him. You know, they brought in some other players, some other tight ends. Witten is back. Blake Jarwin started coming on at the end, and Dalton Schultz, I think, is really the guy to watch this season. Not so much Jarwin, but I think Schultz, for me, I think he's a sneaky, improving player. I think he looked good too at the end of the season, and then they brought in the other guy, another 6'6" guy. I think his name is McElroy. But for Rico Gathers, he's getting a C from me. All right, so, you know, is that too low? Is it too high? I don't know. It's right there. I mean, he's been on this team. You know, 2016, he's been able to stay on the roster in some kind of capacity. So there is some skill there. Cowboys like it. The size, the athleticism. He has popped off a couple times in the preseason with Cooper Rush, but last season it looks like it just kind of got a little stagnant. All right, in 2018, and nothing really became of him there. So he may have flatlined. He may have hit the ceiling. So you know, he gets a C from me. But overall, this 2016 draft class, I think they've gotten a lot of tread out of this draft class. Like I said, a lot of contributing players, a lot of starters. The only one that really stuck out was Charles Tapper, complete 4th round bust. Didn't get anything out of him. But everybody else has had a role on this team. So overall, this has been a really good draft class for us. Some of these guys they'll want to bring back, but like I said, some of them they won't be able to bring back. But they've done a good job in the drafts after 2016 to supplement some potential departures, right? Like your tight end, your safety position, cornerback is probably going to be something that they look at in a 2020 draft. But overall, 2016, pretty good draft. Lots of players. You got some superstar players on the top there, some steals in between. And a really good draft class. Let me know what you guys think of the 2016 draft class. Let me know what grades you give these guys. You know, as fair as possible. All right, try to leave some of your bias out of it if you can, and just, you know, look at their work. You know, what have they done in 3 seasons? Have they improved? Have they regressed? Have they progressed? Right, that's kind of how I looked at all these picks as I went along through them. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Click like on the button here. If you do, please click like. It helps the video out. Continue to like, subscribe, and share, guys. And I'll see you for the next video. Peace.